Dr. Gold in the lab, Twitch stream glowing, formulas flashing, minds wide, knowledge flowing, equations on the board, numbers never sleep, teaching math and physics while them haters count sheep. Actual education, tune in and get schooled, flipping textbooks, breaking all the rules, from Newton to Einstein, concepts elevate. Keep the stream, it's the key to our fate. Dr. Gold dropping gems, knowledge raining down, actual education making scholars all around. Perpendicular minds, angles sharp as ice, maths and physics, yeah, the future's real nice. Got the Pythagorean triangles about to flex, quantum theories on deck, breaking all the specs, relativity theories, worlds getting small, grasp the universal laws, standing tall. From the atom to the cosmos, we rolling deep, grazing up the stars, no time to sleep. Black holes and supernovas, concepts we unfold, brain power heavy, yeah, that's Dr. Gold. Dr. Gold dropping gems, knowledge raining down, actual education making scholars all around. Perpendicular minds, angles sharp as ice, maths and physics, yeah, the future's real nice.
All right, what's up, everybody?
My man.
Special Sunday edition. So yeah, I have noticed, especially now with the school year starting, that my streams are getting swarmed with like questions. And I feel kind of bad that on Wednesday I have to cut it, and then we don't come back until Monday to help. So I'm like, I should have like something to kind of hold over from Wednesday to Monday. So I'm experimenting with Sunday today. I have no clue if anyone watches any of these things on Sunday afternoon. So we'll see, depends on activity viewers. To me, it kind of makes the most sense. I feel like a lot of homework assignments are due like after the weekend, or you have a test on Monday. So for me, I know myself, I tutor privately a lot of students on Sunday because shit is due on Monday. So why not open up, a 2-hour slot on Sunday to help out people for free with what we do here all the time. You got a nobody watching right here. Thank you, Saint. You're the best nobody, honestly. So yeah, no, we'll see. I mean, the last stream I did, what was it, yesterday? On Wednesday on YouTube. We got a lot, dude. We were up to 2,100 views. It's so funny. I was commenting on the algorithm is so funny on the Discovery side of things because, well, the stream really just started here, honestly. But, you peak up to like 40 viewers. It starts dropping a lot. You're like, oh, maybe I should stop. And it's like, it's going up again. And then it just absolutely plummeted down to like basically nobody. And then I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to end the stream. It's been 2 hours. This is probably a decent amount of time. But then it starts picking up again. And I'm like, damn it. I have to go at the 3-hour mark because I have other things that are scheduled. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm thinking about adding this Sunday slot, and then I'm thinking also about maybe adding a Thursday slot. So then I would only really be not streaming Friday and Saturday, which I think is appropriate. I don't think many people really want to do school stuff on Friday. Like, they're kind of done. Like, and then Saturday, I need a day off at least to do things. This Saturday what was I doing? I met up with Sibley, who's a student in my summer physics class. We met up, we chatted. That was cool, like an IRL meetup. It's so interesting teaching an online class because I don't really have a face to the person, but then I got to see the face with the person. It was very cool. Yeah, what's up, Sib? Gang, what's up, Odin? Nice. Yes. So, funny enough, Sib, after we met up, I slept for like 3 hours. I think I slept from, it must have been like 6:30 to 9:30. I just passed out. And then I woke up and I was like, shit. I'm awake. And I've kind of fucked my sleep schedule up, but It was okay. I got my Burning Man tent finally like cleaned up and everything. No, that's what this was. I had to put this thing back up. Well, if this picture wants to load, excuse me, come on. That's me DJing in high school, that other picture. But okay, whatever. Google's being dumb. But yeah, this is probably the cleanest that this tent floor has ever looked. It's usually just covered in dust because it's been to Burning Man 5 times and never been washed. So it was nice to clean it out. And then I met up with some friends, went to a bar. One of my friends had a cat that I was calling like Spider Cat because look at this cat. This cat's like climbing climbing the screen door or something. I was like, this cat really wants to be free, which you can't really do in Los Angeles because there are coyotes and things. So it's dangerous for animals to just be let out. Especially after the fires, a lot of the coyotes don't have a home anymore, so they kind of just roam around in the residential parts of LA. So yeah. Today, what did I do today? I meant to go to the gym, but then I got locked up in cleaning my apartment, which I'm finally done. I'm so happy. It's like 3 weeks after Burning Man. I finally have everything packed up. My apartment is clean. I got rid of so much stuff too. There's a person, her name is Marie Kondo. Yeah, this is her. A Japanese professional organizer and consultant. But she has a very famous book called The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. And I really do agree with this because my life has changed significantly whenever I do one of these massive, I call it like a purge or like a cleanup thing. You just go through everything you have and you look at it and you say, does this spark joy? And if it doesn't spark joy, you get rid of it. Or you donate it or whatever, just what, because it's just clutter in your life and it's holding you up. A lot of times it's things from, different parts of your life, maybe like ex-girlfriends or like previous even friends, and that's not you anymore. And so just physically getting rid of it can open up opportunities for new things to happen, which is great. These bills do not spark joy. Yeah, just get rid of them, dude. You don't need them. Be like, I'm sorry. No. These do not spark joy. I did a funny YouTube documentary, like a vlog. I used to vlog back in like 2016, 2017. That's when vlogging was very popular. This was like the Casey Neistat days and stuff, right? And I thought, ooh, maybe I'll like take a try at it. My brand at the time, this was before my golden age. It was my real name is Gio, and so it was like whoisgio.com was like my kind of like brand. And so I made it here. Do I have it? Episode 3. Yeah, here we go. Here, this is funny enough. This is I'll send you the link. If you ever want to watch it, it's a 10-minute. This is me 8 years ago. But I made a whole vlog about getting rid of all my stuff during using the Marie Kondo method of purging things. It was great, actually. I talk about it. And afterwards, we had a garage sale just to get rid of all the shit that I was leaving, all these boxes of stuff that I was like, this is no longer in my life, and I made a funny little video about it. So yeah, if you want to go watch it sometime, I'll link it. It's hilarious. I'm a very different person also at that point in my life, but enjoy. It's hilarious. Yeah. Ultimately, I stopped blogging because it was taking way too much time to edit. Like I was super cool with like holding the camera around, showing everything, my life, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of interesting things that happen. But at the end of the day, it just takes so much time to edit footage that, I don't know, I was probably spending like 10, 15 hours to just make like a 10-minute clip. And I just didn't have the time for it. So I just stopped. Anyways, okay, cool. Let's see. Odin Root, you got a good question. I like that. If anybody else has questions about math, physics, science, whatever, this is our first Sunday session, so I'm happy to like go over it. Virus, great. Yeah, Virus, you got a good question here. Love that. Talking about here, let me screenshot his in real quick. If you're around, Virus, I'll put it on. You do? Yeah. We're gonna do your question. I appreciate you posting it. Okay, let's start off the stream and help you guys out. Welcome to everyone to Actual Education Office Hours. My name is Dr. Gold. This is a stream that helps you out with math and science homework. All sorts of fun stuff. Great question right here off the bat from Virus. Says, hey, I'm trying to understand from my notes. We rotated everything by theta degrees about the z-axis. Okay, E3. I'm confused how the angle between E1 prime and E3 prime is 90 degrees and the same between E2 and E3. Okay, cool. So, I mean, this is called an orthogonal coordinate system, or orthonormal. So, interesting that they say E3, E2, E1. I mean, I understand it. Yeah, Jeff's happy. Jeff's like, there's math.
That's dope.
Doing math. Okay, here. This is Z hat, right? And then here, let's do some stuff here. This is X hat, and then this is Y hat. And then, one sec, let me start, let me make sure our chat clients are working for, yeah, let's activate that. Sure, no, I understand why you think that. Let's explain why. Just give me 1 second. Solve the CAPTCHA, cool. All right, now we're good. Welcome, TikTok. I always just want to make sure this works. Sure, cool, awesome. Okay, great. Okay, so you're moving everything by theta degrees about the z-axis. Okay, so what we mean here is that stuff is rotating around this way. Okay, that means this whole thing is now also rotating. Okay, you could kind of think about this as think about it as like a square of like paper, right? If you rotate this square of paper this way, the angle between these two is still always going to be 90 degrees, right? And because this stuff is rotating in this plane, think about this. The axis between E3 and E2, so between Z hat and Y hat, has to do with if this is ever like elevated, right? But if you're rotating it flat, then this will still be in, I would say, like, this XY plane is what we call. I understand that this looks like you have a new angle, but in reality what's happening is this is just, it's like moving like into the page a little bit. It's hard to do like 3D stuff here in 2D. So like, let me maybe like try to like show what that means. Yeah. Does Desmos have like a 3D thing we can do? You want to what oh, GeoGebra? Okay, let's do it. GeoGebra. Yeah, I need something where I can manipulate stuff. Oh, a 3D calculator maybe? Okay, cool. I kind of like this. Okay, here's a great example of this. Okay, cool. All right, actually I already like this. Okay. Here. Okay, so this right here is the orientation we have. Do you see how this is the x-axis? Cat girls, guy in the head. Oh, thank you. That's a cool username. I was trying to. Cat girl again isn't heaven. Cat girl again isn't heaven. Okay. Oh wait, no. Cat girl against heaven. Sorry. Sorry. Cool username. Oh, let me start us on Discord too. Sorry. We're streaming on all the platforms today. TikTok, Discord, Twitch, YouTube. Whatever is your preference of social media consumption, we can do it. Okay. Salute, Vlad. What's up? So, Anti, or Virus. Do you see here, for instance, no, you can send in a troll one. Just send in something that's like kind of useful. So, watch what happens. If you rotate this, right? Do you see how we're rotating this axis here, Virus? Do you see how that axis, the angle between this X and this Y, no matter how much I rotate it, will always be 90 degrees, right? Okay. And furthermore, if we're rotating it this way, notice that the angle between X and Z and between Y and Z, right, is always going to be 90 degrees. So maybe this like visualization helps. I know what you're talking about. If you were like to literally take, here, let's take like 2 screenshots here real quick. Good job, whoever suggested GeoGebra. It's really useful. Yeah. Okay, so here, for instance, what we've done is we've rotated about the z-axis, yeah? And I understand that you're looking at like this angle versus this angle. Yeah, this angle does look shorter, right? The difference is that's a matter of perspective, is what it is. That has to do with like what your viewing angle is, right? Because eventually, I could make this thing look like the angle is 0, right? Look at this. I could do this. If we were here, wouldn't you like to think that, oh, wait, X and Z, there's 0 degrees between them, right? But if you were to kind of like go down and change your perspective, you see that it's still 90 degrees. You could draw a 3D cube around the origin. It might be easy to visualize. Okay, that's cool. Does anyone know how to draw a cube in GeoGebra? Can I draw a cube? Tools? Cube. Nice. Okay. Here we go. We can draw a cube. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Thank you, whoever suggested this. That's really cool. I found it. I'm a smart boy. There we go. Very cool. Okay, yeah. So look here, for instance, right? So this is a cube, right? And if we rotate the cube around, yeah, that angle between the x-axis, the y-axis, and the z-axis still always stays as 90 degrees. I prefer a sphere, but yeah, but a sphere doesn't have 90-degree angles. With points around the origin, with an image, but with a pen around all the points. Yeah, we could draw like a bunch of them, right? I wonder if there's a way to rotate this. Can I move this thing? Can I? Ooh! Oh yeah! Oh, sick! Oh, this is so cool. Fuck, this is dope. This is so cool. All the shit you can do with technology these days, super dope, dude. Wait, how did I move this one though? Okay, well, we're playing. Yeah, okay. So yeah, look for instance at this one, right? If I rotate this, this is us rotating around the y-axis, for instance, okay? Let's say we rotated this amount from the y-axis. And then but our new axes, right, would still be 90 degrees with each other. Well, I've like lost the plot actually. Now I'm like trying to figure out where my thing is. Okay, there it is. Right? Here we're rotating around the y-axis. But note that, so the y-axis is like the into the page kind of like thing, right? Like this way. But what used to be the x-axis, which here was left-right, is still 90 degrees to the y-axis, no matter how much we rotate it, right? Yeah, it's kind of cool. Okay, does that make a little bit more? Does that make a little bit more sense to you, Virus? I hope. We are playing Dungeons and Dragons, yeah. It's a perspective thing, exactly. Yeah, no, the way your teacher was drawing it, with where was it? Where's the picture? Not that. I'm sorry. Yeah, with this. Yeah, I totally get it. It's hard to understand it from that. I'm bad at 3D. No, don't worry, dude. Don't worry if I'm bad at 3D visualization. Humans are not generally very good at doing 3D visualization stuff. Especially when you get to like vector calc and even some upper division physics stuff. When you have to think about, for instance, like the curl of a magnetic field and like, is it into the page or out of the page? That can get super confusing. So you're not bad. It's just, it's a common mistake that people make. But yeah, cool. All right, good. Nice. Glad that made a little bit of sense to you. Nice. Good question. Good question to start off the Sunday. There, you get a point. Nice. 1 point to Virus. Sick. Okay, cool. All right. Good question. If anybody else has a question, please, I know you have homework due tomorrow. It's Monday coming up, right? You can submit them using our website down below, actualdiscord.com/submit. I will do your homework for you. Well, I'll teach it to you. I won't like do all your homework, but I will at least do one of your questions to show you how to do your homework, to teach. Let's see. I think we had another one that came up from Odin Root, right? Odin, you sent me something, yeah? Looks like quadratic surfaces. This is going to be... Jeff loves this, dude. We're doing more math. Jeff loves math. He's a big math guy. Okay, let's see. Write in standard form and identify the quadric. The quadric surface? Or why is this called a quadric surface? Is it because it has... like multiple quadratics? Jeff does love me some math. Yeah, you do, Jeff. Okay, cool. I don't know why this is called a quadric surface. Wait, I need to look that up. What the hell's a quadric surface? Quadric means, yeah, no, apparently this is, well, bless Paul. I love Paul's math notes. Dub Paul, dude. You're a fucking saint for the math community. Paul's math notes. I really appreciate you. So it looks like you have like a triple quadratic, right? You have a quadratic in 3 different variables. So you have a quadratic in x, quadratic in y, and a quadratic in z. Oh, but you also have cross terms. Oh, excuse me? Okay, but yeah. This is generally what we try to get them into. We try to get it into, I guess, the general form for an ellipsoid. And then, right, if one of them's a minus, that's like a cone. Yeah, I think the cross terms usually cancel. A cylinder with an ellipsoid cross section, that's pretty cool. And then this is a hyperboloid. And then this is a hyperboloid of 2 sheets. Okay. All cool. Bunch of different shapes and stuff you can get. Yeah, I agree they might factor in. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what Odin asked here for this one. Okay, so my goal usually is to get... I think you have to complete the square 3 times is what you have to do here. So I'm going to move... I'm going to group all the terms kind of together. So let's group all the x terms together. So that's going to be 9x squared minus 18x. Nothing else. Where's our y term? Lynn says it's a polynomial of 3 variables with the degree of at most 2. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. It's a 3 variable quadratic. You get 3 quadratics. So moving this one over, we're going to get minus 4y squared minus 8y, right? Move that over the other side. And then for the other one, we're going to have 36z squared. Yeah, no, it's not quartic. Yeah, quartic's different than quadric. Oh, there's no z. There's no other z term here. Oh, okay, cool. Sick. All right, and then we're going to leave this with is equal to 31. So wait, we've moved this one over. We moved this one. We moved this one. Okay. All right, next step is to complete the square. So when completing the square, you always want to try to make sure that the variable in front of here is 1. So I'm going to pull out a 9. So we're going to have 9, and then this is going to be x squared minus 2x. And then we have other stuff happening here. Then your next step is to take this, divide it by 2, and then square it. Okay, so 2 divided by 2 is just 1. 1 squared is 1. And then what you do is you do plus 1 squared minus 1 squared. This is effectively the same thing as adding 0. So that's why this is legal. You're totally allowed to add 0 to whatever you want. Like, you know, no rules there. Okay, for this one, I can pull out a minus 4. And that's going to get me y squared plus 2y. And then again, we're going to leave some room here. So again, divide by 2, square. So that's going to be plus 1 squared minus 1 squared. Now, the cool thing about why completing the square is very useful is this portion right here is what we call a perfect square trinomial. So this right here ends up being x minus 1 squared. That's what completing the square does. It forces you to pull out whatever this plus or minus this is squared. And so now we're left with this. You still have the minus 1 squared. chilling out here, right? Same thing here. So this is going to be -4. Let's pull this out. That's going to be a y plus 1 squared, right? Because it's a plus. You study math every day? Sick. That's cool, Kyle. I do math every day in some regards. Whether it's tutoring students in math or streaming here doing math or figuring out how much money I owe for my health insurance. I have to unfortunately do math every day. Yeah, math is useful. Okay, and then this is minus 1 squared. Oh, it really says not to be confused with quadratic or quartic. Bless Wikipedia. I think Wikipedia is the worst thing for math, though, honestly, because they'll take something that's super basic and simple and just make it absolutely nightmare god mode difficult for no good reason. Like, they'll just start like spewing all this math terminology, which like scares me. Marta says, I gotta look at my math stuff again. Yeah, good. Well, here you could, yeah, you just watch the stream. You know, you'll keep learning stuff. Okay, so now we have to distribute the 9 into everything. So this is gonna get me 9x minus 1 squared. So -1 times 9, so that's -9. And then we're gonna get -4y plus 1 squared. And then, oh, sorry, this one's a plus. Oopsies. Right, if this is a plus... No. I take that back. Sorry. I like almost made a double mistake. The plus is what made this a plus. This is still minus. Yeah, okay, good. Cool. All right, yeah. All right, we're okay. Yeah, Wiki's amazing if you already good... Yeah, if you already understand the jargon, you're fine. But otherwise, dude, I warn all my students, like, do not go to Wikipedia to go learn math. It's the same thing as going to WebMD to figure out why you have a headache. Like, you're just gonna realize that you have cancer or something. Everything points to like cancer. You guys seen those WebMD models? They're jokes. Like, you go to WebMD, you're like, I have a slight foot pain. It's like you're gonna lose your feet and be quadriplegic. Okay, so add 9 minus 4. Yeah, Wiki's great for references. I agree. Yeah, it's good for historical things. I can go on some like really big or I would say deep dives of just, you know, why did World War I start? And it has all the information. It's pretty cool. Okay, so plus 9, that's gonna make this 40. Minus 4 is gonna make this 36. Ooh, I see something nice. Right? We already got a 36. These are all factors of 36 anyways. Oh, this is fucking sick. Sick. Lynn says, I think students should read some more advanced textbook or papers to get used to the language. I agree. I just think the language is introduced a little bit too soon sometimes for students, and they get like really scared. And then they just don't want to like do it again. They're just like, screw this, I'm out. The shot in Sarajevo. Yeah, right? Yeah. You start to notice how a lot of things kind of mimic what's happening today and stuff. Yeah. Okay. This is interesting because I have plus, and then minus. And I think when I have plus, and minus, I think that's like a paraboloid is what that is. So, and I think I want the minus thing at the end, maybe? Was this it? Was this... Oh, let's see. What did Paul say? Yeah. No, this is when you have a z, not a z squared. Okay, this one. Yeah, I think it's a hyperboloid. But that's when it... Does it have to equal 1, though? Yeah, no. Okay, you have to divide everything to equal to 1. Hyperboloid of 1 sheet. Oh, so how many sheets you have depends on how many minus signs you have, I think. Minus 1 squared is 1. Did I fuck up somewhere? Yeah. So this is minus 1 squared, which is minus 1, and then the minus makes us plus. Yo, what live stream did I stumble onto? Math. Welcome, dude.
Whoa! Damn, man.
Yeah, math is dope, dude. Yeah, look at the math. Math's sick.
Whew. That's messed up.
Okay, anyways. So what you do here is you want this to be a 1, so you divide everything by 36. Just to get it into like what's called like standard form. And I already know this is going to be fucking great because all these things are factors of 36 anyways. So final thing we get, and I'm going to put the minus at the end, I think. I think I have x minus 1 squared over 4 plus... Oh, wait, shit. No, this is z squared. Yeah, why did we get rid of the z squared? Oopsie, mistake. Yeah, no, here we go. Plus z squared over 1. And then that's going to be minus y plus 1 over 9 is equal to 1. And then there's a squared here. This is why humans should have 12 fingers. Dub. I agree. Okay, cool. Wait, so what did the question even ask? Okay, write in standard form, identify the quadric. Okay, so I think this is a hyperboloid of one sheet. Hyperboloid of one sheet. Oh, thanks for the follow, dog. Divert. I think this is a one-sheeted hyperboloid. And then... center or central axis. Okay, so the center, I believe, is at... I'm going to say 1, minus 1, 0. Because it's usually like an x minus h, y minus k, like whatever thing, right? And then graph the surface. Well, that sucks. I don't really want to do that. I mean, you can. The way to graph, I believe, is to pick like a fixed x, y, or z value and then see what the corresponding graph looks like in the plane. So, yeah, Desmos is a thing for this. I agree. But let's pretend you don't have Desmos. You know, maybe we're in the land of Dune, you know, and thinking machines have been banned. And so we have to like just do things by hand because we're mentats or something. Let's say this is x hat, this is y hat. Good old level curves. Yeah, we're going to do like a level curve. You really wish you understood this type of math? Well, I mean, you can understand this type of math for sure, man. Just you know, just keep watching a little bit. You'll get it. Okay, so I'm going to like hold some things fixed. I think I'm going to hold y equal to minus 1 because if y is equal to minus 1 here, this whole thing goes away. Okay? And then we're left with yeah, drawing hyperboloids like hand like they did in the Stone Age. Yeah. Bro, have you seen the way they used to like graph by hand vector fields before they had, again, any sort of calculators or visualizations? I remember there was one, and I did my undergraduate at University of Texas, and I was in a physics lab working in fluid dynamics, and they had a diagram of someone like hand drawing vortices, like individual solutions to like some Vlasov equation or whatever. And I was like, Jesus, this would suck. Yeah. What's up, Egehan Ozer? It's a cool name. So this right here is the equation of an ellipse, right? This is an ellipse that is stretched. So it's an ellipse. So here, so first of all, we're graphing at y equals -1. So we're looking here, and we're looking strictly in the xz plane. So this is an ellipse that is centered at what's that going to be? 1, minus 1, 0. Okay, so that's at x equals 1. So that's over here. It's centered here. And then because this number is bigger on the bottom, that means it's the amount, the major axis is in the x-axis. So that means it's going to be stretched more this way than it is going to be stretched this way. Do you have to go to the back of the... Yeah, dude. Or dude, the random number generator books, dude. You know? That stuff ridiculous. Okay, so I think that's where it is. Right, it's centered here. It's longer in the x-axis than it is in the z. Cool. So we got the ellipse. And then what's going to happen is we have two paraboloids, or hyperbolas. No, hyperbolas? I think hyperbolas. Yeah, we have two hyperbolas, depending on whether we hold the x or the z 0 equal to 0. So in this case, I can hold z equal to 0. Let's do that. Let's do z is equal to 0. Then my equation reduces to x minus 1 squared over 4 minus y plus 1 squared over 9 is equal to 1. And I need to remember how this works. How do you graph, like, hyperbolas again? This is why it's important to know your conic sections. Hyperbola graphing. Yeah, okay, this is it. Yeah, one of them, okay, no, stop. I don't want the AI shit. This is what I want. I want this. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So, whatever one is doing the subtracting first, that's the... Is that what they call the axis of symmetry? Well, I guess they're both axes of symmetry, right? This is an axis of symmetry. This is also an axis of symmetry. I think they call this like the directrix or something. There's some word for this. And I think that is parallel to whichever one's doing the subtracting first. So in that case, that's in the x-axis. Okay. So this is centered at 1 comma minus 1 comma 0. Okay. So 1 minus 1 comma 0. Okay, so that's centered here. It's centered at the same place. And I need it to have this U thing happening along the x-axis. Okay, so that's going to look like this, I think. So let's say it looks like this. And that's in the... Wait. And that's in the xy plane. Okay, so no. So that actually looks like... In the xy plane. So that means we're looking down this way. I need it to kind of look like this. I think this is a 9, though. Yeah, sorry. My 9s do look like 4s, Egahan. I apologize for that. Yeah. That's why I try to do this for my 4s. Yeah. Okay. So, in the xy plane, you have like 2 u's this way. Okay, great. And that was at z equals 0. So, the last one is to set the x term equal to 0. And that's at x is equal to 1. So you set like whatever this needs to be in order for this to go away. So now we can say, okay, cool. X is equal to 1. That's another hyperboloid because that's going to be z squared over 1 minus y plus 1 squared over 9. And that's all equal to 1. Cool. That's another hyperbola. That's another... and that's going to be centered at 1 comma negative 1 comma 0. Okay, everything's actually centered at 1 negative 1 comma 0. Okay, cool. And then this is in the zy plane. So now we're looking at this plane of existence. And what we know is that the u thing should be happening in the z direction. So here, that's going to end up looking something like this and like this. Cool. Okay, I think we've graphed it enough. If we wanted to actually get the graph for it, so this is where I made a LinkedIn post about this actually. I fully support using AI to like check your work and learn. I don't support using AI to do your homework. That's like a bad idea. So what I can do is I can just tell it to solve the question, and then we can let it burn through a couple water bottles of like cooling or something to figure it, and it will graph it for us too, I'm pretty sure. So it's a good way to double check that I didn't make any silly algebra mistakes. Nice. Vlad, you have a fun question too. Wow. Something with homological spaces. Someone asked something about ziplining from Detroit to... Okay, so while this is coming up, I'm just going to show like what the other questions are that we have. Wait, where's my Discord? Come on. There we go. So thank you people who are submitting questions through the website. Can you zipline from Denver to Detroit? And if so, how long would it take? Note those cities have different elevations. Oh, that's kind of cool. How long would it take? I do chemistry. Yeah, no, I teach a lot of chemistry as well. Feel free to ask a chemistry question, Divert. Yeah. It's a fun one. I'm guessing that from rest, right? You're saying like from rest, like how long would it take? You're Turkish? Well, that's cool. And then this one is a rate law question. I love this. Yeah, rate laws I can do. That's easy. And then someone wants find the matrix such that... Oh, okay. So this is inverting the matrix, maybe, is what this question is. This one's a little more difficult. This looks like set theory, which I don't know as much of. And then someone here asked something about fusion. I like fusion. That's cool. Very cool. Okay. Yeah, I'll try. I'll try my best. Yeah, the rate law is yours? Okay, cool. Let's double check to see if ChatGPT had the same answer as we did. I just like always to double check. Okay, so we had this. Let's see. Is that the equation we got? Yeah, x minus 1 squared over 4, z squared over 1 minus y squared. Yep, cool. I agree with that. This is a hyperboloid of one sheet. Look, same thing we said. Cool. Love it. Center 1 minus 1, 0. Cool. Yes. I didn't do any of the semi-axes. I can actually ask it to graph it. Can you graph? Or here. Can you export this equation in a format I could ask Wolfram to graph? And it'll do it. And then you can just put like the instant one, so it'll do it quicker. I don't need ChatGPT to think too hard about. Yeah, there we go. Exactly. That's what I want. All right, and then I think I can just, or maybe you think Desmos will do it, or this one, or GeoGebra. You guys think GeoGebra would do it? Wait, delete. Let's just see. Cool. Oh, sick. Yeah, it did it. Yeah. Yo, look at this. That's really cool. Okay, so this is kind of what we drew, right? So yeah, look, it's a hyperbola in the xy plane. It's a hyperbola in the yz plane, and then it's an ellipse in the xz plane. Nice, very cool. Yeah, what is Wolfram? Wolfram's the OG like ChatGPT for math, basically. This is super cool. You know what kind of reminds me of? It reminds me of again, I have so many Dune references today. The Highliner from Dune. Does anyone know Dune? I'm gonna leave this one sec. This is kind of what this looks like. It looks like this, kind of. Well, without like the bentness to it. That's pretty cool. The Spacing Guild. Yeah. This is how Herbert or whatever his name from Dune predicted that we would travel between planets would be with like one of these things. Yeah, it's so nice whenever you do an equation like that and check and it's what you do. Yeah, it's sick. Again, AI is great. I think AI is great as also as a confidence booster and like a double check, because now I know everything we did was correct. We still had to do it. You know, that's the only way you build skills in math is by doing things. And so we did it. But it removes a little bit of the anxiety at the end, because I know if I did it right or not, because AI can instantly tell me, hey, you did. Or if we disagree, I can then take that time to try to see why we disagree. I don't know. This is awesome, dude. I remember when I was learning math and physics, especially when you got to like complex problems and we didn't have a solutions guide, I was always so nervous to go down a rabbit hole of, you know, math calculations, because I wasn't sure at the end of the day if I'd be right or not. And so AI can be a great way to say, hey, you're on the right track, just keep going. Yeah, sick. How long am I on for? Probably another hour and a half. Okay, great. Awesome, cool. Yeah, good job there to Odin. Okay.
Well done.
Jeff, I will do yours later. Let me answer some of the non-ridiculous questions. But I really like yours with the zipline question. It is actually kind of a good one. I think if you assumed, we have to make a couple assumptions. I'll do it right after this one. Let me do this question, because this is a chemistry question from a student, and then I will do your Detroit to whatever Denver one. There's a cool way to do that. Okay, let's see. The rate law. Ooh, this is chemistry. I love chem. For the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide is experimentally determined to be the rate this. A student claims that this reaction occurs in a two-step mechanism. Do you agree or disagree with this student's claim? Oh, wow, interesting. Okay. So we have to kind of remember like what rate laws are and like why they matter. And then I think the rate always depends on the rate limiting step, which is like the slowest step, right? Yeah, you can't do it if the Earth is round. Okay. So oh, for sure, Seb. You're good. Okay. So when you want to look at the mechanism, right? You have to look at like the stoichiometry of like what coefficients you have on things. This, in regards to the concentration of H2O2, should be second order, right? You should get that like the rate is equal to it's gonna be K and then it's H2O2 squared, right? So if this reaction just happened like straight on its own, right? However, we said that the experimentally determined rate law is first order, right? So this would be like the theoretical. Should be just this. So that tells me that there must be like a second like intermediary step that's happening here, right? So the rate law as it happens, it can't be just this single step. So it would have to be two steps, and then I believe the slowest step is what determines the actual rate that happens. Okay, so you need this to happen like twice. So this is, let me think, the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide. Okay, so we need to eventually turn H2O2 into this. This is the we would say the total reaction, okay? Would have to be equal to this. So you can have two steps that would add up to equivalently what this is. So usually what that means is that you would have H2O2 going to like some intermediate here. And then this intermediate would then be going to H2O plus O2. And then what happens is, as if you add these two equations up, the intermediate should cancel. And you would get just H2O2. And this would have to be a 2 on it maybe, right? Well, no, because you could have H2O2 also as the intermediate here. Yeah, I think I see how this works. This eventually needs to turn into this, is going to H2O plus O2. Okay. Let's see. I know that this intermediate must also be another H2O2, right? And now the theoretical rate laws for both of these would be first order in H2O2. So this rate would be equal to K H2O2, right, to the first. And this would also be K H2O2 to the first. And then one of these steps needs to be slower than the other. So like one of these is the slow steps. I can try some coding problems, yeah, for sure. So one needs to be the slow step, because then the slow step is the rate determining step. It's kind of like the weakest link in a chain is what determines the strength of the change. Yeah. Wait, do you do coding problems? Not your type of coding problems, Jeff. Yours get a little bit more difficult sometimes. Okay, so yeah, one of these has to be slow. All right, so let's see. Let me just plug this into ChatGPT. Now I'm curious. So I agree that it could be in a two-step mechanism. So, or it has to be at least a two-step mechanism. It can't be a one-step mechanism, because a one-step mechanism would get you a second-order rate. But what is the actual, let's say, decomposition of hydrogen peroxide? I think I can just Google this. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Yeah, here we go. So I think this is it. This is funny enough. This is from ResearchGate. Wow. Okay, wait. Here's one. Oh, here. Oh, bless Chegg. So someone's asked like a similar question on Chegg. Okay. So in this case, they claim it's a 3-step reaction. But look what happens, right? The two OHs here cancel out with the two OHs here. And then the HO2 cancels with the HO2 here. And then you get 2H2O, 2H2O2, and then O2 here. No, the rate of decomposition is... Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you are right. Yeah, sorry. It is proportional to the square. Well, theoretically, if your reaction looks just like this, okay, then the rate at which you're decomposing is equal to the square of whatever your initial concentration is, or right, yeah, your remaining concentration is. In chemistry, a lot of times, these coefficients end up as like exponents for things. So that can be on rate laws. That can be on... I'm trying to think where else that happens. Yeah, it's mainly like rate laws. Yeah. Right, so here, this is actually... So exactly, it is a differential equation. Yeah. You're completely right. Yeah, this is called... I want to say this is called kinetics in chemistry. Divert, is that right? Is that like... chemistry? Is that called kinetics? I think it's called kinetics. It's interesting because like kinetics, it means a completely different thing in physics, right? But look, for instance, here. So here, this is a question from a different exam or whatever, where they're saying the reaction rate is first order. Which one is the rate determining step? I would say it has to be this one. It would have to be rate 1 because that's the only one with this as the initial thing. I believe it is. So, for instance, I think in this one, for instance, the rate would be equal to K, and then it would be H2O2 to the first, and then it would be OH to the first. Exactly, Luke. Yeah, the slowest step is always the rate determining step. So, if the overall reaction rate here is first order in H2O2, it can't be this one, because this one doesn't have any H2O2. It can't be this one because that would be also dependent on the concentration of hydroxide that's in your reaction. And so this one is just this, yeah. Is there a reason for that? I mean, yeah. I think it has to do with... it's like the amount of stuff there to like hit each other and whatnot. So if you double the amount of surface area for molecules to interact, you increase the rate of the reaction by the square, right? If you triple it, it goes up by the cube. Yeah, it's the number of collisions. Exactly, Divert. Yeah, exactly. It's the number of collisions. Yeah. So, yeah, good question here. Whose was this? Saw? Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, if you want to learn more about rate law, kinetics, chemistry. Here we go. LibreText is usually pretty decent on this. But yeah, it has to do with this, right? So the rate of change of reactant product is related to the slope. So if you have A of A plus B of B, then the rate law is equal to 1 over A dA dt. Okay, so but then yeah, this is it. This is the order of the reactions. The reaction orders in M and N Are they not the same as the stoichiometry coefficients? It must be determined from experiment. Well, that kind of doesn't make sense to what I just said. How do you determine it then? I'm pretty sure it is though, dog. What? Yeah, so I mean, you can get rate laws from experimentally, but I think also I don't agree with that. Let me see. Rate law kinetic chemistry from. I'm not interested in. Okay. Well, okay, according to AI, that question's unsolvable then. They say they don't reveal the mechanism. Right, yeah, you can graph, yeah, whether it's first order, second order, or zeroth order. But I thought it totally depends on the coefficients. Let me think about this. Or is this like reaction quotient? Is this what I'm thinking about? Yeah, okay, this is the other one. So this is another case where whatever the coefficients are in your balanced equation end up being the exponents for your concentrations. And then this is basically like how far the reaction has gone. Yeah, and it's usually for like equilibriums and stuff. Yeah. This is called chemical equilibrium and stuff. Yeah. So this is another case where this pops up. A lot of times you'll take whatever the stoichiometry coefficients are and you'll put them as the exponents. Okay, so let's throw this one at chat just because I'm curious. I would think just from this that this is already second order, but some of Google says apparently no. So I don't know. Let me see. Solve this. And we'll just see what it says. And then, you know what? I will prod it. I will tell it that, hey, man, you're not allowed to use the stoichiometry as, like, the coefficient. What's up, Neds? Okay. And while that one's loading up, let me pull up the next question that someone asked about the Jordan normal form of something. And then, Anurag, thanks for the fusion question it looks like we're coming up with. Okay. All right. So here we go. So here's what ChatGPT says. It says, if the reaction happened in a single step, the rate law would be this. Because for an elementary step, the exponents match. Okay, so, bro, this is opposite to what LibreText was telling me. It says, for an elementary step, the exponents match the stoichiometric coefficients. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, let's... Oh, you're so welcome, Sib. Yeah, whatever you want to... Yeah, think about what you're taking next, Sibley. Like, what class are you taking next? And maybe I can help you out with that. Sorry, where was LibreText that told me that was wrong? This is the other cool thing with AI is like I can have the AIs fight with each other. Oh, okay. Here we go. Actually, sorry. We already answered our question here. You cannot determine a rate law from the overall stoichiometry or determine experimentally except for elementary reactions. Okay. So then let me ask, what is an elementary reaction? I'm just curious, like what defines whether it's an elementary reaction or not? A single indivisible molecular event, one collision, or one molecule's decay with no intermediates. Okay. Okay, cool. Right, and it's not true for overall reactions. Uh-huh. Okay, cool. Very cool. Okay. So, elementary means one step. So, if this was... Okay, which is what the question asked, right? They said if the reaction here was elementary and a one-step reaction, then it would be the coefficient. It would be squared. But because it's experimentally determined to be first order, that doesn't match up. Okay, so you can just say, yeah, it doesn't work. Cool. All right, nice. Good question there.
Well done! Well done!
Okay, let's see the next thing here. Find the Jordan normal form J of the matrix A. Okay, I don't know what the Jordan normal form is. Let's go figure it out. I'm always like transparent about like what I know and what I don't know. So, here we go. Oh, I really don't want to go to Wikipedia though. This is gonna scare me, dude. Yeah, what? Is an upper triangular matrix of a particular form called a Jordan matrix. See, dude, like what are all these words? I don't like all these words. There's way too many words. Okay.
Hello?
Yo, what up, Shaq? How's college, dude?
It's amazing.
What are you taking in college, dude? What classes?
I got 4 classes. I'm taking econ, business, English, and math.
Nice. What math are you taking?
101.
Oh, okay, so like easy shit.
Yeah. I mean,
Take
it's
easy
like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like pretty much solving some shit.
Okay, I'm glad you're solving some shit, dude. That sounds great.
It's like you gotta like, it's like a question with like X and Y. There's no equal sign. You gotta like find what Y is, and you gotta like separate and that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
okay, so it's like a
And
systems
then
of
some of it is
equations.
like fractions and stuff. Yeah, like that.
Okay, well that's cool, dude. Nice. Glad, dude.
I
That
could
sounds fun.
really get some free bond coins, but I be doing my homework at like
Yeah.
2 p.m. EST, so it's like I
Ooh,
don't even be
that's
on
so
Discord,
early, dude,
so
what?
I can't even, I like yeah. I
Bro,
mean,
that's
I
like
finished
11 a.m. my
class
time.
at,
I'm not
like-
waking up at 11.
I finished class around like 12 p.m. anyway, so
Oh, okay. Well, good for you getting a little head start on your homework. I agree with that. That's great, dude.
it sucks, bro. I could get free bond coins. I probably would have had 20 extra coins
Well,
right
I mean,
now.
I always say like use the stream for help that you actually need, dude. If the shit is like easy mode and you're just like coasting through it, then like you don't really need my help, you know. But if shit is hard,
really
then yeah, you should
I
totally
really need
like
that
come
money.
by. I need that money, dude. You need a stack.
I need a stack of coins. I gotta be like Bob the goat.
Bob does have a stack. Bob has a fat stack. I will tell that. Nice, but I'm glad everything else as well. You got? Do you have the? What is it? Do you have the Corvette? You still got the Corvette you guys are sharing? The C7.
It's not a C7.
It's not a
Tell you that
C7,
it's not a C7. But
Okay.
nah, I don't have it no more.
Oh,
Not
okay.
me. It's just my cousin has it. Cause
Oh, nice.
what we did was we I think it's leasing it, so like we owned it temporarily.
Yeah, you're like renting it, kind of. It's
Yeah,
like an
pretty
extended
much.
rental. That's what an extended rent. That's what a lease is.
Yeah,
basically.
so that's what we did. We did it for the experience. We're like fake
Dude.
rich guys.
Dude, that's what happens when a bunch of dudes like all throw in for a G-Wagon or like a Lambo or something. You get like 4 dudes just like, and they take turns taking girls out on dates with it like every weekend, just to like pretend
Nah, I
they're
didn't
rich.
do it for the girl. I didn't do it for the girl.
Don't do it. Don't do it, man.
Nah, it's not. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah.
It's so awkward talking to girls, in my opinion.
Is it?
Like,
Wow.
not like in a
To be
sense,
21
like,
again.
it's
Wait,
not
sorry, to
hard-
be 18. Sorry, you're
it's
19,
not hard.
aren't you?
Whoa, I'm 18.
You're
Don't
18.
put
Of
me
course,
in
dude. Talking to girls
human
is really
fossil
weird at 18.
categories.
Fossil characters.
It's only weird for me
Uh-huh.
because 1 is so easy, and 2, it's like understanding them
Yeah.
just makes it so awkward. Cause I've already talked with so many, right? So talking
Sure.
to a new one,
You've talked with so many girls at
they
18.
would like they would be like, you want proof?
You approve?
I always flaunt
You
it. You've deleted my
What's up, Maciek?
messages. so anyways, when you try to talk to a new one and you already understand how the game works, they be like,
I
oh my
I
God,
love
you're
the
such a
confidence,
player.
dude.
Oh my
I
God.
love the confidence
Like,
you have,
I
Shaq.
hate it.
I really do. I really do. I love your confidence.
Thank you. But I hate it because it's like I swear to God, I will literally pull up the messages. I just had a convo with this girl, right?
Yeah.
And she was like
Show me the
like
receipts, dude.
talking to me, and this was I got you after. So she
Yeah,
was
show me
like-
afterwards. Yeah, let
she
me
was
let me
like-
still do math here, but yeah, show me the receipts afterwards.
Yeah. So she was like, "Oh, I don't really think this is gonna work because you give player vibes. Like you understand me too much." And I'm like, "What the fuck? Like, what does that mean? What
Player
does
vibes.
that mean? Understand
Player
you
vibes,
too
dude.
much?
You gotta
Like,
understand how to speak
my
woman,
bad
dude.
for, like my bad for understanding, bro.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
This was
Let me.
like 3 days after knowing each other. Yeah, continue what
Yeah,
you're doing.
let me
man.
keep working on math here.
I
I love the check-in, dude. But yes, send me the receipts. We'll talk. Okay.
got you.
All right, cool. All right,
Have a
good to hear
good
you
one,
say.
bro.
See you then. Peace. Okay, let me see. Sorry, Google account says, "Yo, man, I'm a first-year uni student. I don't need help with anything right now, but I just want to know, are you able to do like mechanical engineering university level shit?" I mean, I can do like statics, or when stuff gets weird, like material design, or I don't know, like I can do any of the math probably. When you get to like weird engineering specific courses, those I can't do really as well because I don't know the jargon. Like I don't know like Young's modulus stress breaking whatever thing is. Any advice on getting good at vectors? I'm a year 1 electricity student. I can do Laplace. I can do Laplace. I have done it. I might struggle a little bit, but I appreciate a challenge. I can definitely do Laplace. Working with vectors, some advice. I always like to think, just treat everything as like the Pythagorean theorem, really, with vectors. Vectors are just points that start somewhere and go somewhere else. Can you do Fourier analysis? Yes. Any good websites to get good at math? The best way to get good at math is to practice and like to do, but to also have like a reason to do. I think the default one that people use is Khan Academy. So Khan Academy is great. They have practice questions. They have textbooks. They have material. If you're ever looking for any sort of like free math stuff to go over, OpenStax is really good. So here they have like a lot of the different classes. So if you go to math. Oh, I love your work. I've been following you for years. You helped me pass with flying colors for CAPE. That's dope, dude. I have no clue what CAPE is. Wait, let me see. CAPE exam. The Caribbean oh, that's cool. Dope, dude. Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Exam. I have a really good friend on the server here who is from Belize. That's kind of the Caribbean-ish. Yes, Paul's online notes is great. Yeah. But my advice would be, if you want to get good at math, go through any of these textbooks and just start doing the questions. So, for instance, do they have linear algebra here? I guess they don't. That's kind of annoying. You are from the Caribbean. Cool, man. That's sick. I've been to the Bahamas. I've been to Great Stirrup Cay. Is that the Caribbean? I've been to Honduras. I don't know. I'm trying to think all the places I've been. Yeah, the websites. Yeah, so here you go. Here, I'll post links for you. One sec. Let me just post them for you. Where's my live streaming? Here we are. Where's my chat? Come on. Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna take it. Don't take my streaming key, please. You're from Trinidad. Okay, cool. Awesome. There you go. Wow, 2,100 views. We're doing great today. That's sick. Yeah, OpenStax is great for math. Any sort of... one sec, I gotta fix the caption on fucking TikTok. Okay. Linear algebra is great. Yeah, linear algebra is all vectors, man. And then Khan Academy is great. I do support them. They are good. Their stuff can be a little dry, a little boring at times, but it's still a great website. So I think if you go to... Here you go, math... Do they have stuff up to college? Maybe they don't, honestly. No, they do. Here we go. If you're dealing with vectors, that's going to be linear algebra. Yeah. So here you go. Here you go. This is a great unit on vectors and stuff. I would definitely go through this if you want. I'm a computer engineering... Oh, so yeah, totally. I mean, a vector is a matrix for sure. It definitely is. Yeah. It's a bit North American coded. Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, they have like videos here and stuff. And then they have question. I think you can. I think they have questions, right? Do they have practice questions here? Maybe they don't, but they have good videos. Really, yeah. I think the best way to learn something is to do it and have like a reason to do it. It's the same thing for like learning languages. You can do Duolingo or whatever the fuck, but you don't really learn a language until you have a reason to learn it. For me, that usually involves like finding someone that only speaks another language, and then you have to figure out how to speak their language so that you guys can communicate. And that's what like immersion is, when you just get like thrown into a country and you have to figure it out. Differential equations, Diffie-Q is probably, I'd say slightly harder than calculus, but definitely requires some good calculus knowledge to do. Oh, the mathematics Discord does? Thanks, Lynn. Yeah, which mathematics Discord? The big one? There's a big one and a small one, Lynn. Okay, so yes, Desmal says, so let's get back to this question. Sorry, before I had chat, one of my other students show up and wanted to share an update on his life and how apparently he understands how to talk to women at 18. Bro, that's an infinite skill ceiling gap thing. Okay, I need to study. I'm in college mechanics right now in high school, and I'm like procrastinating hard. Well, just do it, dude. Get off my stream. Go study. Or you can come. Or you know what? If you want to, Gordon, Mr. Freeman, if you can go find one of the questions for one of your classes, you can submit it here, and if it doesn't make sense, I'll explain it to you, and then you would help out other people. It really tests you, yeah. Yeah, I have a bunch of videos on kind of more, I would say upper high school or early college math stuff. W, my guy, yeah. Okay, how the fuck do we do this question? Sorry. I learned that Jordan normal form, which is kind of complicated. I usually just go to like, wait, how do you do it? And then I try to learn from example. But I guess it's where you have a bunch of eigenvalues on the diagonals. And then you have, I guess, ones on the off diagonals. So this is it. There are 3 Jordan chains. 1 and 2 of length 2 corresponding to the angle. Oh, okay. The kernel. Wow, this is... Yeah, what is this? Is this linear algebra? I don't even know. I mean, we are doing... I don't know if this gets even covered in a linear algebra course. It gives you a quasi-diagonal matrix. That's cool. But, like, I don't really want to take the determinant of a 4x4 matrix. That, like, sucks. Like, do they really want me to take the determinant of this? This is so bad. Yeah, the determinant is yeah, I agree. It's of... Oh, the determinant is just lambda to the 4th? Really? It's a triangular determinant. Oh, this is very cool. I like all these things you're saying. Okay. Again, it's okay. When things are above my skill gap, I'm going to use ChatGPT to learn. And then I'm going to learn with you guys so you can see it. No, believe me, Gordon, dude. I'm also nodding my head. I have no fucking clue what this is. I mean, I have like kind of a clue of what's going on, but I want to see what happens. Like the nilpotent index. What the fuck is the nilpotent index? My math level kind of caps out at like Diffie-Q. I can do linear algebra, yeah. I don't know if this is linear algebra or like some complex analysis. After that, you need to set up dot diagrams and find generalized vectors. Damn. Well, let's just see. I want to see how they do it. And then if it's something I think is doable and teachable, I'll share it with the class here. If it's not, we'll just move on to the next question. Where's the Discord? So if you go to, what is it? If you go to the website we have, so www.actualdiscord.cement, there's a link down here for joining the Discord. And then you can also see here, this is our streaming schedule. So if you want to know when else we're going to be streaming help, there's a Google Calendar here that shows all the times we're streaming, as well as the times our other friends are streaming. Zach's a great guy, and he's streaming tomorrow morning. So if you want like an earlier time for help. Yeah. Feels like ChatGPT is getting slower. Too many people chatting up their AI girlfriends. Yeah, that's kind of sad. I don't understand that. Like, bro, we can find companionship in real humans, please. It doesn't have to all be that movie. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Okay. So you were right, Desmal, where you said that the characteristic matrix was just lambda to the 4th. The only eigenvalue is 0. Wow, okay. Okay, cool. A squared equals 0. Is that because it's rank 2? But A does not equal 0. Every Jordan block has rank size less than or equal to 2. Oh, man. Can you do this using dot diagrams? Oh, the one with 208? Yeah. Let me see. I can't see the information on this channel. The longest joint, the dot diagram has at most 2 columns. Oh, so it does it this way. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Nullity A. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, this is above my skill level. What's up, Math Spellbook? Happy Sunday to you. I was just... I hope you're doing well, too. I was going through... trying to maybe solve this, but yeah, it's not gonna happen today. This is a little bit above my knowledge of being able to do math. It's a cool question though. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure it's not hard to do, but I just don't have the background knowledge or jargon to figure. Yeah, I'm seeing and hearing words that I've never really worked with, like nilpotent and nullity. I know what rank is. I know this is a rank 2 matrix, for instance, right? Because you have 2 non-zero rows, right? I know it's rank 2. Well, actually, sorry, no, this is rank correct me if I'm wrong. This is a rank 1 matrix, no? Yeah, they cancel. Well, one of them has to be non-zero, right? Yeah, rank 1, exactly. Yeah, thank you, Desmal. Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I can take this one and just cancel out this one, and then you can just always rearrange them. Yeah, it's a rank 1 matrix. Yeah. Yeah, I waved the white flag. Yeah, this is me waving. And honestly, I think that's an important thing to do, because I think students start to think that if they don't get something that they're dumb, and like, I don't get stuff all the time, and I have a PhD in physics. There's tons of shit I don't understand. Or can't do. And so yeah, it's totally okay to be like, yeah. It's almost S ranked. What is S ranked? Like shit ranked? Or S tier? Like, yeah. Lynn says nilpotent means the squares to 0, I think, often found in matrices. So you're saying that if I do what is it? This matrix times itself, I would get 0? So if I did this, this should equal the null this should equal 0. I guess so, right? Well, I mean, this column's certainly going to give me 0. This column's going to give me 0 for everything, right? And then, yeah, I get it. Because when I multiply this row by this column, these are the only things non-zero. This is 0. And then the same thing when I do this row times anything here. The only non-zero things hit zeros. Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, so I understand why a squared is equal to 0. I can see how that's like not too bad. Yeah, then you talk about the kernel. See, I don't know what the kernel of a matrix is. Wow. Math says, you know more than me. I'm trying to learn math and physics as a hobby, but I always feel like I'm lacking so much, but I can't imagine the amount of times you have to face that. Yeah, no, we do a lot of time. All the time. And I think that's what makes you a great learner, is accepting that there are tons of times I don't understand stuff. Like, there's always there's always more things that to learn. There's also idempotent matrices where a squared is equal to a. Okay, so that's probably where, like, there's a bunch of ones maybe somewhere. Okay. This was a good exercise. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I did learn some things. If you want, again, if you have like more advanced math, because this next one I'm also going to pass on because I'm pretty sure it's like set theory and I have no clue what this is. Idempotency is cool. Yeah. We have other really awesome math streamers that have PhDs in math, so they go even higher on like understanding things. Like, for instance, this question. I don't know what this is. It says V is a vector space. The dimension of V is n, which is less than infinity. Okay, so you have a finite matrix, right? A vector space, I believe, can be represented as a matrix, right? And then this, to me, tells me that A is in the set of, I don't know what Hom VV is. I think that's like something. I would ask K-theory. Such that a to the k, again, is, I don't know what this is. And a to the k minus 1 does not equal 0. Homology, yeah. K-theory is a math grad student? Oh, that's cool. I got mine in plasma physics. K is less than n. Prove there exists an E such that the set B is linearly independent. Can K be greater than n? In what case is B a basis for V? Yeah, no, this is...
Obviously, don't go and do that, please.
Hey, you do whatever you like.
We can't condone anything of the sort.
We can't live! Live!
Yeah, I don't think I'd live doing this. There are too many words here I don't understand. All right, I'm going to chat. I know. All right. And then I'm doing a question I can actually answer. But this we're going to take a break from ChatGPT after this because I'm just going to pass on things I don't get. Yes, I'm a physicist. Yeah, I was a physicist. I don't really do physics research anymore, but I did during my PhD. But yeah. Is my next question good? Let me see. Which one is yours? Is it? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not bad. I want to become a nuclear physicist. Cool. Yeah, I did plasma physics, so it's very related to nuclear. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. I'm passing on this one. This also falls under the Jordan form theory and eigenvalue theory. Yeah. No, I like math proofs. I'm cool doing math proofs if they're in the territory of math that I understand. So, for instance, anything that's like calculus-based or geometry-based or even just algebra, like, I'm cool with those proofs. Awesome. It's when things get a little bit more abstract and we start talking about set theory and subspaces and, yeah, again, Jordan blocks. I don't know. This is unfamiliar territory to me. I don't work with these words. Yes, abstract algebra. No, I don't do abstract algebra. But here, let me do this one. I kind of like this one. It looks like something I might make my textbook soon. Yeah. Yeah. If you have these types of questions, and you want to get like answers for them, come by tomorrow's stream with Zach. I'm gonna let me get his. I think it's E to the this guy. This guy's great. He's a pretty high-level math person. He can probably answer it. So I'm going to paste his link. He'll be on tomorrow. So if you go to our calendar, he's streaming tomorrow at 11 a.m. So I guess he's doing software development. Maybe you could ask him a math question. He'd still do it. Or let me get my... There we go. Let me drop it. There you go. Cool. That's his Twitch. He's great. Okay, let's try to do this one. I like this one. This one's great, I think. So whenever you see limits, the first thing you want to do is try to plug in the limit and see what happens. So if I plug in 1 for x, let's see what you get. I think this one is actually just solvable, no? That 2 to the 6 minus 1 over 2 to the 2nd minus 1. Okay, well this is actually a really easy question then, no? I think the cooler thing here is the limit as x approaches 0. Yeah, you can just put this in the calculator. What's up, Marva? Yeah, I mean, well 2 to the 6 is 64, right? So you get 64 minus 1 over 4 minus 1. So it's just equal to 63 over 3. Congrats.
Good job.
Okay, that's kind of boring. I think what's more interesting is the limit as x approaches 0. That's cool. Because watch what happens if I plug in 0. Then this becomes 1 to the 6 minus 1 over 1 squared minus 1, which is equal to 0 over 0. This is not determined yet. This is like a weird thing, right? Yeah. Okay. L'Hopital's always works. It does. Yeah, L'Hopital's does work. L'Hopital's would kind of suck, I think, because well, I mean, let's try it. All right, so if you have 0 over 0, you can take L'Hopital's rule, right, which says if you take the derivative of the top and the bottom, that's the same result as taking the limit regularly. So let's do ddx of 1 plus x to the 6th minus 1. This is a good example of where u sub really helps you out, because instead of expanding this out, which would suck, it would be like a 6th order polynomial, I can pretend that u is equal to 1 plus x. Or not u sub, sorry, it's called the chain rule. We're doing the chain rule is what we're doing, sorry. U sub is like the integral form of the chain rule. Yes, exactly, it's just chain rule. So the derivative of this is 0. We don't really care about this. But then this becomes 6, 1 plus x to the 5th times the derivative of what's inside, which is just 1. So we're cool. And then on the bottom, you get 2, 1 plus x to the 1st times 1. Okay, awesome. Exactly. Well, we need to do L'Hopital's rule at least once. We don't need to do it twice, because the nice thing here is I think this now cancels out with this, right? So now you end up getting 3, 1 plus x to the 4th. And this is totally cool, right? So now the limit as x approaches 0 of this is something that's finite, right? This is just going to be equal to 3. Because 1 plus 0 to the 4th is just 1. So you just get 3. And if we don't believe it, you can do this in Wolfram. Wolfram's actually really cool. I'm going to take a slight break from ChatGPT because I don't want to encourage it too much. Wolfram is better for math stuff. So you can say here, you can say the limit as x approaches 0 of, and then you can type out what your equation was, right? So we had 1 plus x to the 6th minus 1 divided by 1 plus x squared minus 1. And then you got to make sure your parentheses are correct here. So let's just do it. And let's just see what it says. Masspell says, I'm curious about how to learn PDEs. I've noticed that ODEs, I can observe techniques and practice it fairly quickly. It feels like a long introduction to equations. Yeah. Partial different. Okay, I'm trying to remember. I think all of DiffyQ is really just like recognizing patterns and then using certain tricks on certain patterns. Oh, awesome. Cool.
That's dope.
Good job, Sib. Yeah, okay, awesome. So look here. Yeah, the limit's equal to 3. Nice. And right, you can also do a graph of this, and you can see that as x approaches 0, it does approach 3. Very cool. Sick.
My man.
Love that. Okay, nice. Good question there. Well, that we made a little bit harder, but nice. Good job. Adarsh. Yeah, we only had to do L'Hopital's rule once. Sometimes you gotta do it many times. Thanks, Matt Spellbook. Appreciate it. Okay. Let's see. Always cheer the problem wins. You could factor... Oh, interesting. It is a difference of cubes, Fembox. Thank you. But I don't really know difference of cubes. You could do difference of squares, right? Yeah, I don't know if I know the formula for difference of difference of cubes. But yeah, you could say this is, for instance, here, just real quick, a squared minus b squared. Where in this case,
Hello,
a is equal...
everybody. Welcome to E to the 2I Pi. My name
Oh, is Zach's stream starting right now?
Saturday
Or no? Oh, I just got the notification for it. Okay. That's a very cool way to do it. Yeah, so that would be 1 plus x to the third squared, right? Minus 1 squared over... Oh, I see why this doesn't work. Because then this is 1... Yeah, you need a 1 plus x squared on it, don't you? Yeah. Okay, difference of cubes. Yeah, so that's one that's not really taught as much in, high school and stuff. But, okay, a minus b, and then it's what, a squared plus b squared plus ab? That's actually kind of cool. Oh, I should know this one. Yes. No, you're right. I should know this one. Yes. Usually the AB's in the middle. Yeah. Which, yeah, okay. So then here, that's the same thing as 1 plus x squared. All to the third minus 1 to the third. So that becomes 1 plus x... 1 plus x squared minus 1 times... Ooh, that's kind of messy though, right? 1 plus x to the fourth plus 1 plus 1 plus x squared. I'm not sure if this is... This seems like a lot more work than L'Hopital's, yeah. I don't know if I like this. Oh, but I get it. Okay, but look at this. This is 1 plus x squared minus 1. Okay, this cancels. Okay. And then, yes, now you're left with this. Okay, this actually works. It works. Yeah, because now you're done. Exactly. Because now this is 1 plus x to the fourth plus 1 plus x squared. As x goes to 0, you get 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 also equals 3. Wow, that's cool. Very cool, Fembox. Yeah, it actually cancels.
Well done.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, it is like a combinatorics thing, isn't it? Yeah. I've seen that before. Yeah, the binomial theorem. Expansion, I think is what I'm looking for. Yeah, it's like this. Yeah, it's like n choose r. Wait a minute. No. How does this work? Any guides to get through discrete math? Ooh, I never took discrete, Ahmed, but if someone else in the chat knows something for discrete, please feel free. Wait, but how does this work for difference of squares and difference of cubes? Yeah, Nick, we can go over one of your questions. It was on the first one? Okay, sorry. Yeah, but I'm wondering, like, if you have a difference of like cortex, right? What does that become? Or do you get it by dividing the other one out? I understand the binomial theorem are the first 4 ones here. Hey, should I read my textbook or should I watch videos to understand Physics 1 topics? I say whatever medium you can pay attention to the longest. Some people can't read a textbook for more than like a minute before getting like... So then it makes more sense to watch videos because some people like the animations more. I think the best way to understand physics is to do problems though. So no matter what you're doing, try to get some sort of textbook with questions. Or again, even you can ask ChatGPT to say, hey man, create a quiz on 2D kinematics and don't tell me the answers yet. And then you could go do it. Lynn says there's a good course on Coursera for discrete. Okay, you want to link it maybe, Lynn? Mass Spellbook says, when you were studying physics for undergrad, did you focus on mastering the math first or mastering the physics? I definitely focused on mastering the physics. Well, mastering physics is also like a terrible platform for math, physics homework. But you kind of plug the holes in the math as you go along. I will say physics is a lot easier to understand if you have a fundamental, you know, if your foundation in up to calculus is really solid. So you're not scared about trig functions. You're not scared about quadratics. You can do those things without, you know, having a panic attack. You're going to have a great time. Yajet says, if I want to send a problem, how can I? There's a website down there. actualdiscord.com/submit. Go to the website. You can submit a screenshot and I'll go over it. I will try to do some computer programming logic question. This is where, like, usually I end up drawing, what is it? I end up just drawing, like, truth tables. But yeah, Ronald, do practice questions. That's the best way to learn. I have videos, too, on, like, physics concepts if you want to understand. But the best way to learn is to do. Implement the following function using 2 NAND gates. Okay, so that's like the opposite of AND, right? Is that how that works? Oh, let me fix the... Yeah. No gate may be used as a NOT gate. The function is in minimum SOP form. All inputs are available, uncompleted or uncomplimented and complemented. What's up, fam? Yeah, what's up, famish? I don't understand what this terminology means. Does this mean like not D? And is this A and C? And is this B and C and D? No. This is A times C and B times C times D. And is that not A, not B, not D? Yeah. Matt Spellbook says, because I know Calc 1, barely Calc 2, tiny bit of Calc 3, tiny bit of ODEs. And I can remember equations for some classical university and physics topics. Definitely practicing more on these. Yeah, no, but for first year physics, you only need to know up to, I'd say, Calc 1, maybe some Calc 2. You get into the upper division physics classes, very much you need to have a solid understanding of Calc 3. So like multivariable calculus is very important. Linear algebra can help you out a bunch. And then Diffie Q a little bit, but you really just learn the 1 or 2 tricks to do things for it. What's up, Zorn? How's life in Germany? Oktoberfest has started, right? I think it started today. I need to go to Oktoberfest at some point in my life. Okay. I need to understand this to help this student, but I don't know the jargon. So I'm gonna go figure out what the jargon is. I'm guessing that this means like the multiplication of the two things, right? Which I believe is an AND gate, right? A times C is the same thing as A and C, right? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, practice more on the physics. 100%. How long have you been streaming for? Hour 40? Okay, great. One sec. Okay, so this right here means A and C. This means B and C and D. You're welcome, Zana. Thanks for teaching for free. Yeah, I appreciate that. And then these are the comp. So this is like not A, not B, not D. Jeff says, I'm missing something though. 2 gates wouldn't be enough to reduce 4 inputs to 1 output. Yeah, and there are 2 inputs, right? And then this is, so this is like, I like doing this. I like, say, not A and not B, which is different than not A, B, and C. Yeah, it's not A and not B and not D. Okay. Yeah, because if you have 2 gates, so I think this is a not and, right? And then, I think you're allowed. I think you're allowed to have another gate here. Oh, no. Okay, look. The NAND gates can only have 2 inputs. You're allowed to have multiple NAND gates. Does that make sense? So you could do this if you wanted to, but the rule is that they can only be 2 inputs. What's up, Alex? Do you remember me? I don't know. There's a lot of views in these times. And then I believe this is OR. And then this is OR, right? Infinite NAND gates with 2 inputs. Correct. Yes. And then, yeah, there is a fun thing about this, right? So, anyway, I believe this is the... Let me see if this is the correct thing for... So, NAND gate symbol. Okay, no, I do have it correct. Okay, cool, Zorn. Do you wanna just type out your question? I can, like, try to maybe understand it. Or if you got a screenshot of it, I can try to understand it. Yeah, so here's a cool thing. If you take, for instance... How do you join the Discord? Go to that website down there, actualdiscord.com/submit, and then there's a button there that says join our Discord. That'll help you out. So for instance, if you had an input A and an input B here, and then I think if you feed these both into here, now you get A and B, right? Does that make sense? Because if these 2 are true, then this will come up as false. And then if false go to both, then you'll end up getting true, which is A and B. Yeah. And then if these are false, like if it's not A, if A and B are not both true, this ends up throwing a true. But then if true and true ends up throwing a false for not and so then you would get, yeah. Wow, that's actually really cool. So you can use 2 NAND gates in series to make an AND gate. Oh, very cool. And then wait, how do you turn them into an OR gate? Creative math tricks. Usually they'll say like, you know, there's some hint at what it is. Yeah, with oscillators, there's cool things. Yeah, Young and Friedman's a great textbook. I agree too. A lot of time, a good textbook should show you what the math tricks are. They shouldn't just say, "Oh, it's obvious," and then it does this. Okay, let me think about this. How do we turn? I need to create a bunch of OR gates. Is what I have to do, right? Because these are 3 different ORs. How do you create an OR from a NAND? Let's see. OR gate from NAND. De Morgan's? Yeah, maybe. Okay, here we go. Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, cool. I love hyperphysics, by the way. Hyperphysics is great. Okay, cool. Yeah, here we go. NAND gate operations. The NAND gate is called a universal gate because combinations of it can be used to accomplish all basic functions. That's so cool. Not A and B is not A or not B. Right. So this is cool. So this is what I was talking about, right? The double NAND gates is how you get an AND gate. And then, okay. So if you run the input into itself, you get not. Okay. And then this is De Morgan's law, right? Yes. Okay. Yeah, this is so cool. Logic is pretty fucking cool, man. So like, for instance, not A, and not B is equal to A or B. This is De Morgan's law, I think. That's really cool. It's really cool. Sorry, and I should be doing this. This is the real way to put not. Sorry. I think this is sentential logic is what this is. Yeah. This is really cool. Yeah, De Morgan says this. Yeah. So not A and B is not A or not B. Not A or B is not A and not B. Yeah. So not A and not B is A or B. Yeah. Cool. It is set theory. Wow. Super cool. Okay. All right, you cool, Zorn? Okay, yeah. Let me just do this one real quick. Okay. So, A and C would be this. Okay. So this would be A and C. So we got that part right? Sorry. Okay. B and C and D. Okay. So that's the same thing as B and C. And then that also with D. Okay. So thank God for copy paste because I'm just going to do this. So that's B and C. Which then I'm going to throw in with D. Okay. So this is A and A and C. This is B and C and D. Sorry, wait. Oh, I'm not allowed to? Sorry, wait. All inputs associate no. It says no gate may be used as a not gate. Oh, does that mean I'm not allowed to use the same input? That's how I read it? Yeah, maybe. Well, okay, well, screw them. I'm just gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna just show how you could do it. And then, yeah. Oh, okay, no gate may be used as a not gate. I get that, because for not A, the way to do that is to have A go into both. Yeah, I see. Because now this is not A or whatever, not A. So you don't think we're allowed to do that? Oh, because I kind of wanted to do that. Damn. Oh, that's rough. That's rough.
Surprise, motherfucker.
You gotta get in the hospital now. And I just said, just shut up and let me enjoy this pain.
Yeah, it's gonna be painful. I think I have to like reduce this using De Morgan's law to like not use knots. I still think it's possible. It's just a little harder. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm sure it's possible. Let's just see. I'm curious actually what chat says about this. It's cool. Let's see. De Morgan, they probably have a. Let's like understand the way they do it. Okay. So they do what we call De Morgan factoring. Okay. So let's see how this works. So I see the AC or, and then they group this. So you're pulling out a D here, but how can you pull out a D out of not A and not B and D? This is very interesting. This is where like math is being used for logic. Wow. Who would have thought? And I'm guessing the dotting is and. Right. Okay, so this is De Morgan's. This is actually really cool. All right, one sec. Let's see this. I want to like try to understand this. Logic is super cool. Okay. I understand this part, right? Because x plus y is the same thing as not x, which I guess they're using this as not. So not x, not y, not. It's like not x and not y, right? So I understand how this is turning into this. They're putting a not on both of these things. They're changing the or to an and then you have to put another not outside. I don't necessarily understand this. I'm not sure how you can just factor a D out from the original thing. Unless someone else wants to kind of let me know how that works. Because it's not A and not B and not D. How is that the same thing as D? Dread OG. Yo, what's up, Dread? I haven't seen you in a while, dude. What's going on, dog? This is logic. I mean, it's technically... this is like a computer science class that someone asked. But it has to do with, like, yeah, logic and stuff. Just write out the 16 cases and do it manually? No. Bro, that would take forever, dude. What? I don't want to do that. And I don't think there's 16, right? Wait, there's 8. I have not math, Spellbook. That sounds cool, though. the Geometrical Anatomy for Theoretical Physics lecture series by Frederick Schuller? I have not. Yeah, 4 variables. Yeah, but I'm just trying to understand this part. I want to understand how D times D and not A and not B is the same thing as not A, not B, and not D. I want to understand that. That's the factoring, because I understand how the D is coming out of this, right? Yeah, for the whole problem, yeah, sure, it's 4 inputs. But yeah, how do they get from here to here? Here's the cool thing. I can ask ChatGPT actually. I can be like, how able to factor D out of the A, B, D prime as D, A prime, B prime. Dread says, I've been alright. I started college physics this semester, and it's been pretty interesting. I know I'm going to need your help at some point. Hell yeah, dude. Please, come on by. Submit questions. I'm more than happy to help you, Dread. I can't remember the last time I did help you. It's probably months ago. Years ago, maybe. Okay, I want to see what this Boolean equivalence is, though. Without having to draw out an 8-bit truth table. Months, not years. Okay, cool. I have no clue how many years go by these days. Okay, dude, yeah. People need to get off of their AI girlfriends. This is taking way too long. Go touch some grass. Go take a girl out to dinner or something. Stop talking to your AI girlfriends, people. I'm trying to understand logic. Oh, man. Bro, what? Why are you taking so long? I'm gonna use the instant one. Cool. Just give me the instant one. Good. Here we go. Okay. Awesome. Yes. Okay. Factoring means in Boolean algebra. Cool. So we're learning Boolean algebra. Cool. Yes, in Boolean algebra, the same distributive laws apply, but with and, which is yes, two things dotted with each other, and or. Yeah. So this says you can only pull out a D prime. Yeah, no, so I wouldn't get the same thing. Okay, so ChatGPT's wrong. Look at this guy. It thought for 1 minute and 11 seconds. It says you can't. Oh, Jesus. Here we go. It says what you can do and what is useful for NAND designs is a Shannon expansion. Okay, but then how did this step happen? Explain to me. Explain to me. Okay. Okay. I think this is... Yeah, GPT... Yeah, it is taking ages. Dude, I think it's all the people with... Whatever. Okay, cool. Odin, that was a cool question. I appreciate it. It was fun. I still would do it just using a bunch of, like, the NOT gates. But I think if you get good at, like, Boolean algebra, you can solve it. Okay, Zorn, what's up? Zorn, you wanna come up to the stage and ask? It's a student life question. I love student life questions. What's your student life question, man? What's going on, dude?
So, a couple of days ago, so I realized that the reason I have problem, it's difficult for me to study, is because I'm not really motivated, and the reason I'm not motivated.
Why aren't you motivated? Why aren't you motivated?
Is because, math and physics, it kind of doesn't make sense to me. And what I mean by that is, I remember when I was in high school and we learned, and to me it seemed like these rules in physics and math have always existed. Like the I don't know, like we discovered those rules. But
sure.
After a few weeks in college or in university, I realized that all of math and physics is just how we interpreted it. Like, for example, the model of the atom. It's just how we describe it.
Like it's our
And
best
now when
guess. It's our best guess
Yes.
at humanity, like trying to apply a rule set that we came up with in order to describe things. I agree.
And now when I look at math and physics, it seems so incredibly jumbled. So just like a bit of gibberish.
Gibberish. Okay.
And so basically my question is, what is math?
What is math? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you're professors, or maybe.
I think math is like a tool, is what it is. So, I mean, calculus, for instance, was created by Newton in order to do physics, because he was saying, hey, I have this cool new phenomenon that I want to describe, but the math doesn't exist for it yet, so let me invent math tools that allow me to explain that stuff. I think I also kind of agree with your idea, like, math is a man-made concept, right? But man did not create the universe, right? Man did not create gravity. Man did not create all these interactions and whatever physical things that happens. But math is like the best approximation we have right now in order to describe our real world. Kind of like pi.
Is math? Is it because like pure math? Is it
Sure.
philosophy?
Yes. I mean, yeah, I would say it sometimes gets into the realms of philosophy. Yeah, for sure. It's kind of like what is truth? And this is also kind of like, for instance, statistics, right? Statistics was created because we needed some sort of framework for us to be okay with saying something is good enough, right? That like the chance of something happening is small enough that I don't worry about it. And that's what, for instance, z-scores are, right? This isn't rooted in reality or any, it's what we came up with as something to make it okay for us to like go to bed at night and be like, okay, but it's z equals 6 if I die in my plane tomorrow. So like, I'm still going to get on the plane, right? Yeah. I think the best example of this well, not the best, but like one of the cool examples I say to like students and stuff is the existence of pi, for instance, right? The ratio of the circumference, so the distance it takes to go around a circle, to the longest distance between two ends of the circle is equal to a number that in our current understanding of what math and like numbers that we have created is irrational. Like we cannot pin that down. And that to me is like so cool. I'm like, wow, it shows that there is like some limits to what our own like structure of math is for describing the real world. Because that seems like a very simple thing. Like fucking circles. We should be able to describe the distance around a circle and the distance to cross a circle as something definitive, but we can't. So we put a band-aid on it and we say it's pi. Yeah.
Okay.
And so
But
I think the motivation is that like you are pushing the boundaries on like things we understand by trying to come up with new human constructs and frameworks that can describe or at least accurately predict it well enough so that we can go do more cool things.
Like another example is right now I'm trying to learn complex numbers because I need it.
Yes.
And for example, like imaginary numbers. I mean, it's in the name, imaginary. Like
Yeah, they're not real. They're make-believe friends. Yeah.
and then the complex plane and stuff like that. It just seems so like, wow, why did they create this model and not another model? I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, no. I get it, because when you're growing up doing like intro math and stuff, it's pretty easy to believe 1 + 1 is equal to 2. It's pretty easy to believe the area of a circle is pi r squared. Like these are all pretty obvious things, I guess, that make sense. And then as you get to higher level math classes, it stops rooting itself in reality as much. And I definitely understand why you can start getting a little bit more, I think, nihilistic, right? You're like, what the fuck? What does it matter? Because how do we know if we're even right? I think the faith you have to have is that there are thousands of people before you that have used this, and it's been consistent enough that we believe it's the right path towards discovering the next thing. And we can be wrong. I mean, this happened in physics, right? When you had the introduction of quantum mechanics, right? Even Einstein said that, like, quantum is like some, faux pas, crackpot, whatever fucking theory they're coming up with, and there's no way. And he kept trying to put like correction factors and band-aids on all of his theories to try to explain things that this new theory, quantum mechanics, was explaining. And eventually, on his like deathbed or whatnot, he admitted he was wrong, and he said, okay, cool, like, I got some things right, but I was wrong about quantum. Quantum is correct. And so, I don't know, I think there's beauty in that, like, going into the unknown and not really understanding if we're right, but checking it enough times with other things to make sure it's self-consistent, and if it works, it advances the knowledge of all human consciousness forward, which is sick, right? You get to be a part of that. That's really cool.
Did you watch the beginning of that show, Three Body Problem?
No, I know which one you're talking about. It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, essentially what happens in the show, I didn't finish it, but the show starts with that all of the theories that physicists and mathematicians came up with just are wrong.
Sure.
And
yeah.
I mean,
is that discouraging to you?
Study.
That's discouraging to you, right?
Very much so.
I see. Yeah, there's a fear of that.
I don't want to be like, I don't know, go for that many years to school, get my doctorate maybe, and then all of a sudden it's all wrong, and
it's all a lie. Yeah, okay, no, I agree. But I think another way to look at it in life is not to focus too hard on what the end result is, but appreciate that the journey is where the experience, like, getting to the end is just a tiny blip, a moment in time. But the process of getting there, that's the whole enjoyment of life. So working on something and, like, toiling away and making progress, even if at the end it doesn't pan out, you still experienced, like, something that was really dope, which was working on proving maybe that this is the wrong way to think about it. But someone still needed to do that, because otherwise it's in, like, the possibility space of we don't know whether that's true or not. And so even if you figure out it's wrong, you still helped, I think.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, like, there is no truth, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know. It's just, yeah.
Well done.
Math Spellbook says, Gödel's incompleteness theorem prevents an end result in math. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I get it. So the motivation is your main thing, right? Because you're a little disheartened because your motivation of, I'm going to be discovering something great, might end up just being all for nothing. I think the way to look at it, to reframe it, is that, like, it's still all for something, even if it's wrong, because someone has to prove it's wrong, just as much as someone needs to prove something's right.
I think that math, is what you define it to be, a really simple example would be asking why a to the power of 0 is 1, and literally just a result of...
I love this one. I love this one. Yeah, right? Yeah, because students always ask me, they're like, wait a minute, why the hell is 3 to the 0 equal to 1, right? And the reason why is because if you do 3 to the second over 3 to the second, that needs to be equal to 1. And that's the same thing as 3 to the 2 minus 2, which is equal to 3 to the 0, right? This is 9 over 9, what equals 1? Yeah. It's just, it has to preserve the structure that we have set up, like the rules that we have set up. Yeah. And Matt Spellbook says the same thing. He says, Zorn, I think we all worry about that deep down. We're here with you, man. Yeah. Meme Machine Rex says, you can get paid by doing wrong things. Yes. You very much so can get paid by doing wrong things.
it's not always about the money.
I agree. If it was about the money, we wouldn't be doing math and physics. I wouldn't be doing this if it was about the money. I agree.
Recently, I learned proof by induction,
Yes.
and it also seemed so, I don't know, so random. Just
It's super cool though. It's a mind fuck. Proof by induction is 100% Zorn. For me, it was a mind fuck for probably the first 5 years, even that I was teaching it. It wasn't until like some time afterwards that now proof by induction, which is kind of like recursive logic, I think is kind of what I think of it as, it starts to make sense. And you're like, whoa, that's so cool.
yeah.
I know it sounds like
I mean,
nonsense.
I did understand it kind of, because it essentially, you prove it for one thing and then you prove it for all the following things, and that's how it works somehow. But yeah, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I think I have to do. I recently watched a video of a physicist who said that I don't know, that physics today is a bit wrong, in the sense that we shouldn't let the math. Oh damn it!
We shouldn't let the math like dictate the pattern or something. Like the math shouldn't always be the default.
I think he said that physicists today, they should learn like the hardcore math, and sometimes physicists, they let the math proofs done so that the mathematicians do it instead of the physicists. Which basically what I'm trying to say, maybe I should actually try to go deeper into math proofs, because that's which is not required by my degree. But maybe if I start to learn proofs, it makes more sense to me, I think.
Yeah, maybe you'd have a little bit more faith in like what's happening. I was an experimental physicist, so I like abhorred any sort of theoretical proof or any sort of numbers. I just would create circuits and like stick metal things into hot plasma and measure voltage. And then I kind of tossed it off to the side to the theory people to try to explain it. I think it's all about like finding your lane in this great human endeavor, which is to advance science. And if you want to be the person that's figuring out the proofs to like justify what things are, then yeah, go down and study those things. I just wanted to like build shit and like measure stuff on an oscilloscope, so that's what I did. It's whatever makes you happy, you know?
I also want to build stuff, but I want to build stuff that has never been built, and this is why I went into physics, because I thought that the things I want to build, I need to discover new rules, like I need to discover new concepts for them to first be built. But yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Someone says, yeah, also mathematical physics is a field. Yeah. I mean, there are different studies, depending on like how heavy you want to focus on like the math or the physics. You can kind of, and nothing's fixed in place, man. You can also like, in your career after whatever degrees you get and whatnot, you can be fluid into moving towards like which blend of math and physics you like the most. If you want to get more on the applied side of building stuff, then yeah, you go more experimental. But if you want to say, oh, I want to taper back and like maybe discover the underlying math that's needed to justify the experimental, then you go more into like computational or like applied or theory physics. Yeah.
Am I thinking too hard about this? Maybe just chill out and just do it.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I mean, yeah. Just chill out and just do it. You just shut up and take it. No, I think it is good to have doubts. I think it is natural and human to question what the fuck am I doing. But don't ever like have that be the reason that you quit or that like you give up. I think it's natural to have these feelings and stuff, but yes, do just like keep moving forward. And you'll know, it'll hit you in the face if this is absolutely not what you're meant to do in life. You eventually will be like, okay, I need to stop. I had that moment my 6th year of grad school. I realized it had been like kind of nagging at me, but I realized like I am not meant to do physics research. Like I'm kind of decent at it, but it just makes me more and more sad, and I get more and more frustrated. And what I'm really good at is the education teaching side of it, so I should go do that. And so I say it's natural to have doubts, but if those doubts keep knocking at the door enough times, eventually you might need to listen and you might need to switch your fields. And that's totally okay. Just set yourself up so you have enough options to do that. I finished my PhD even though I didn't want to do physics research because I knew having the PhD would keep options open for me to do other things later. So don't quit. Make sure you get like whatever that fucking like checkpoint thing is, and then you can pivot to like whatever makes you happy. Yeah.
Okay.
That help?
Math spell teacher? Because
Yeah, math spellbook. What's your background again? Sorry, math spellbook. I've been following them for a while. Let me pull up their Twitch real quick.
He's talking to me like he's a parent. It's okay, Zorn.
It's okay, Zorn. No, he's being supportive.
Yeah.
Math spellbook does a lot of math. It looks like, which I agree. Math, yeah. What's oh god, these ads, dude.
Emails,
Oh, math says they're just a maths physics hobbyist. That's cool. Super cool too. Honestly, like some hobbyists do better than I do at this stuff because they have more passion for it. I like the research side. I like the education side of things. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. All good. Okay, cool. Does that help you out, Zorn? I appreciate you like sharing your feelings. Like, you know, it takes like guts to be vulnerable, especially on a live stream.
Yeah. Well.
Okay. Don't give up.
Don't forward.
Don't quit. Don't quit. Just keep doing it. You'll figure it out. And then if you have questions, yeah, bring them to me. I love to see what you're doing because it's kind of reminiscent of what I didn't pursue as heavily because I went more experimental, and I love like adding that as a hobbyist at this point, adding that to my arsenal of like knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm still in my bachelor's, so
good. Yeah.
I think if I go theoretical or experimental, still hasn't really decided.
Yeah, you have time, dude. Yeah, you'll figure it out. Just keep on keeping on, man. You'll figure it out. Keep going. Yes, everyone agrees with that.
Appreciate you taking
for sure,
time
Zorn.
for me.
Of course, Zorn. Love it, dude. Thanks for coming by, dude. You're awesome.
No one should be a philosopher. Yeah, but I don't like being in my head. It's just
go for a walk. Sometimes if you get too long.
Yeah.
Also speaking out loud about things. This is great. This is a great example of why therapy is very useful. If you let things like fester in your head, eventually you start thinking ridiculous shit. But if you say it out loud, you start noticing, oh wait, it's kind of silly I'm getting so worried about that. Like that's actually not that big of a deal. But you have to hear it out loud and like say it to another person. So what you did right now is great. Just keep doing that.
all right.
Cool.
Thank you, Dr. Gold. Thank you, stream.
You're welcome, Zorn.
I'll see you when I need homework help. with
Okay.
my
I will.
German problem sheets.
I love your German prodigy questions. They're great.
All right.
All right, cool.
Good night. Bye bye.
Gute Nacht. Let's see. I do want to do this one for Sib. Are you gonna? Oh, Sib, you are gonna take this class, I guess, aren't you? Yeah. Wait, this is literally I think this is very literally the question I gave on your final exam, right? I think it is. There is overlap. Yeah, okay. The current flows in the theta direction. Whoa. Okay. Height H, inner radius A. And outer radius B is given. Okay. And between A and B, there is a resistivity. The current flows in that direction. Calculate the total resistance. Okay. Okay, so resistance. Of course, math spellbook. I appreciate you, yeah, also being supportive and stuff. That's dope, math spellbook. Yeah, I think we echo a lot of the same thoughts and beliefs, which is dope. Zorn should be a philosopher. What's up, Mean Machine Rex? I haven't seen you in a bit. Okay, I think resistance is equal to resistivity times area times length. Correct me if I'm wrong there. Yeah, cool. Resistivity. Yeah. Well, there was an equation here somewhere. Or, sorry, resistance, is resistivity times length divided by area. Sorry, it's divided by area. But that makes sense, right? Because if you have more cross-sectional area, you have less opposition to things moving in that direction. Also, one second. Let me make sure I don't have to teach soon. Because I do want to help you, Nick, after this. But let me just make sure. What am I teaching again? Okay, 6:30. Okay, so I have another 30 minutes. That's okay. Okay. All right. But then we say the current's moving in this direction. Fascinating. I wonder if I need to integrate, because I'm thinking like the cross sectional area you see in a cylinder, right? If you're moving in the theta direction, is you see a rectangle, right? But the distance that you move is smaller here than it is here, right? Because here the distance that the current travels is a small circumference, and here it's a big circumference. Okay, so I think I need to integrate this. Yeah, okay. And then we're going to divide by the area. Okay, well, the area, I already know. That's going to be b minus a times h, right? If this whole distance is b and this distance is a, b minus a gets me the length of this rectangle, and then h gets me the height. And so the area of that rectangle is b minus a over h. This is going to be an integral, though, for the length. Okay, so I'm going to say that, like, dr is equal to 1 over b minus a times h, and then times resistivity. That's not going to change. And then the length is going to be different. So we're going to go from... I want to say we're going to go from A to B. And then the distance you're going to travel is going to be equal to 2 pi r dr. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Like for my length, right? My length is like 2 pi r. But, oh, fuck. 2 pi r. I think it's 2 pi dr. No, we need the r in there. Oh. Wait a minute. Area is height times... Instead of b minus a, sorry, I think the area... is just equal to dr. Is that right? He is alive, he is. Why are there 2 drs? Yeah, okay. Because I'm trying to think about, like, so, as I integrate... Yeah, dude, yeah. There's a lot of energy in centrifugal force, in rotational motion, for sure. So, wait, as I'm going this way, right, I think about a infinitesimally small bit here, dr, right? So, my area... is equal to, like, the length, is equal to the height times dr, right? If I were to think about like this. Yeah. And dr is like that little sliver in between. Yeah, maybe. And then, but the length that thing travels is equal to... Oh, is it just equal to 2 pi r? Right? Yeah? Okay. Okay, so I think it's 2 pi r over dr. But wait, I don't think you can do dr in the bottom. How does this work? Fuck. All right, let's see. Yeah, maybe. Let me just see. Let me at least get the first question one. I think I can get the first one. I just need a quick refresh on what happens if my DR is on the bottom. How many questions ahead of this one? Just a couple, like 1 or 2. Let me see. ln of b minus b over a. Yeah, I agree with that. But what's delta theta? Maybe let's do it this way. Sib, let's do it this way. I'm gonna say that 1 over the resistance is equal to A over rho L. Okay. And then A, that's okay. Now this, watch, this is gonna work out so much nicer. I guess we just flip it. Whatever, fuck it. All right, then this is the integral from A to B, and then the area is gonna be the height times dr, and then the length at which it travels is 2 pi r. Okay, now this is great. Now this is ln. Okay, so watch this. So now you get 1 over big R is equal to h over 2 pi rho. Integral of dr over r is going to be the ln of b, because right, integral of dr over r is equal to ln of r, and then this minus this is ln of b divided by a. Okay, very cool. So then now you flip it again, and I say resistance is equal to 2 pi rho over h ln of b over a. Cool. Which, okay, very cool. I threw this in the chat GPT, actually. And look, we get the same answer. Wow, that's super cool. Okay. Why isn't it a over b? Okay. So I'm integrating from r is equal to a all the way to r is equal to b. And so when you do an integral here, let's just say from a to b, this is the same thing as ln of r evaluated from a to b, okay? But then by fundamental theorem of calculus, this is ln of b minus ln of a, which is then the ln of b over a. It's always you plug in the further bound and then you subtract from it the initial bound. Does that make sense? Right? All of this comes out. But when it goes to the bottom, okay, yeah, cool. No, you're okay. So that's this, right? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. So this is on the top sib, right? So this is technically ln of b over a, okay? When I flip it, this whole thing goes on the bottom. This whole thing goes on the top. You are correct that... Well, no. So 1 over the ln of b over a is the same thing as the ln of b over a all to the negative 1. This is different than, for instance, the ln of b over a to the negative 1. In this case, this is equal to negative... so this is the same thing as negative 1, or negative ln of b over a. And it's also equal to the ln of a over b. But when I invert this, I'm inverting the whole expression. So I'm inverting the whole ln. I'm not inverting just the argument. Yeah. Okay, cool. Nice. Good job. So that's actually... Here, we'll do the rest of that question on the next stream. Yeah, very cool. Okay, Lynn, do you know what is meant by most general in linear algebra? I don't know. What do you mean most general? Like most likely to occur? Okay, Nick, come on up here. Let's do your question, yeah?
What's up?
What's up, dude? When is your test for this thing? When are we doing this?
On the 24th.
Okay, so 3 days from now. Nice.
Yeah.
Let me think.
I resent you everything that we haven't gone over yet.
I'm pretty sure we went over... Well, okay, you're right. We didn't go over all this. Okay, here. Let's do these 3. I'll do these 3 with you. 23 through 25. We're going to talk about cellmates.
Can we go over this one? It's very confusing. The very first one. Give me a second. This one.
Which one? Oh, Lynn says... You're gone? Oh, you just pointed to it again.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, we'll do these 2 then.
Is it possible to go over more than 2?
I'll see. Let me see how much time I have. I do have to go teach another student. And I need to eat. I haven't eaten today yet. Alright. Let's see. Effective, Lynn, when something says the most general solution, it usually means like the simplest, maybe? Simplest way to do it? Kind of what I would think about it. Okay. Effective January 1st, employees who are entitled to be paid at an overtime minimum wage. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Appropriate regular minimum wage means $7.15 per hour or lower minimum wage. There's so many words. God damn it. Overtime minimum wages may not be offset by payments in excess of the regular minimum rate for... What the fuck is this,
Obviously,
dude?
don't go and do
I
that.
don't want to do this.
We can't condone
Dude, what
anything.
is all this, dude? What are these words?
Ma!
God damn it.
I don't understand what the last sentence even means.
Okay. Okay, when this happens, I just say fuck it. Let me just read the question and see what it says. Okay. A worker who ordinarily works 40 hours a week at an agreed wage of $7.15 an hour is required to work 10 hours in excess and is paid for the extra 10 at his same rate. Okay. Okay, no, this is it. Okay. So, employees who are entitled to be paid at overtime must be paid for overtime that's at least 1.5 times their appropriate regular time payment, non-overtime work, okay? Okay, so appropriate regular minimum wage means $7.15 an hour. Or a lower minimum wage established. Okay. So basically, if you get paid like regular at $7.15, then your overtime needs to be at least 1.5 times that amount. Okay? So here they're saying the dude's paid $7.15 regularly, and then he has to work overtime, but he still gets paid $7.15. This is incorrect. Yeah. The employee did not perform his job well. No. This is incorrect. He should have been paid 1.5 times as much. What's up, Reki? Okay, according to information in the above passage, the employee in question 1 was most likely underpaid at least. So this is cool. So those 10 hours that they worked, they only got paid $71.50. Okay. This would be 10 hours. They should have gotten paid 1.5 times that amount. So that would be 1.5 times that amount would be around $105. So they were underpaid a difference of around 30, which around 35. Yes, so answer choice C here.
It's not for some reason. I keep getting C, but for some reason it's B.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry. Let me actually do the math then. Sorry.
I don't know why. I tried in every way possible. For some reason it's just B.
No, should be C. Did anyone see
Really?
why it should be B? Yeah, no, it should be C.
I think I put this into ChatGPT and it also gave me B.
Okay.
It's weird.
Jeff says somebody goofed. Lynn is typing.
Yeah.
But sure, we could have chat try to solve it. I guess I don't know. One may suppose that govern the amount of errors this you showed, it may have been written by ChatGPT. Yeah, but this is supposed to be a government exam, which I would hope is like not written by AI. But who knows? Okay. Let me do the other ones while we wait for chat. Someone needs to correct the Department of Corrections. Oh my god. It's a good one. It's a good one, Jeff. Thank you. It's quite good.
I just got that.
Okay. All right, let's see. There were 254 inmates in a certain cell block at the beginning of the day. At 9:30 a.m., 12 inmates were checked out to the dispensary. I guess that's like where they get food. At 10 a.m., 113 were checked out. At 10:30, 3 inmates were checked out. How many inmates were present in the cell block at 10:45? Okay, cool. So you just got to add up the total number that were checked out, right? So you checked out 12. You checked out 113. So that's 125. Then you checked out another 3. So that's 128. So 128 checked out by 10:30. But if I have 254 inmates, then how many are still left?
Around 130?
Well, you don't want to say that because both these answers are around 130. You have to be exact. You have to do 128 subtracted from 254, which gets you 126. So that's the correct answer. All right, let's same thing here. 240 inmates Okay, and then this is saying account at 10:15. Oh, well, this is getting more tricky. Okay, so let's see this. So 242 are there. So by 9 a.m., 116 checkout. By 9:15, 36 checkout. And then at 9:30, 78 checkout. By 10:15, the only inmates who had returned were 115 who had been checked back in from the recreational problem. Oh, okay. So then here, 115 come back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So really, you only lose 1 from here, right? You lose 116, but 115 come back. So you only really lose 1. 1 escaped. Yeah, I guess so. So it's 242 minus 1 minus 36 minus 78. So what's that? 241 minus 36 is 205. 205 minus 78 is 200 minus 73, which is 127. Wow, they did put those answers very close to each other. Yeah, so what's that? Answer choice A.
Nice.
Nice.
Thank you.
Okay.
I think a few days ago.
I did some of these, but here I'll do these 2, and then I gotta eat. I really do eat. Otherwise, I'm gonna be like super tired. For my teaching.
You.
Okay, let's see it.
I think a few days ago you helped me with a few questions, but you didn't send me the
Oh,
what
the
we worked
screenshots.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which ones would those be?
Central. Which one is it? Remember the subtracting two
Is it this one?
numbers?
Was this one?
No, there was a lot of subtracting, and you said it's too easy, and I said no, it's college math.
Oh, this one. Yeah, we did one of these questions.
Probably.
Yeah, well, this one's dumb, dude.
Yeah.
You should be able to subtract numbers, dude. What?
It's college math.
That's not college math. This one I'll give to you. Here, I'll give you this one.
Didn't we do 12 and 13 from that also?
Yeah, here's 12.
Because I remember
and then I probably sent you this one
we
with the
did it
ladles.
separate. Okay, we did it separate. Okay.
I probably did this one. Okay, yeah. No, you should be able to subtract numbers. Okay, here we go. And then here, let me send you this one too, just in case.
Yes, that's it. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah. And then that one. Okay, assume that you, as a correction officer, are in charge of supervising the laundry sorting. You expect that on a certain day there will be 7,000 items to be sorted and counted. If one inmate can sort and count 500 items an hour, how many inmates are needed to sort all 7,000 in 1 hour? Okay, well, let's just 7,000 divided by 500. Which, yeah, that's 14. Cool. You can also like think of it as like man hours. You have like 7,000 man hours, and like one person is equal to 500 man hours. So if you like multiply by 14, you get 14 people is equal to 14 times 500 man hours. Is it not man hours? Are you gonna say people hours? Oh, items. Okay. Well, yeah, actually, that's a better way to think about it. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Here's what you want to say. Like, you want to say how many people is equal to 7,000 items in 1 hour. And what you know is that in 1 hour, you can do 500 items. 1 hour times 1 people is equal to 500 items. And so, yeah, this cancels. You get 7,000 over this, and this is 14, yeah. Jack Johnson says, I did this in preschool. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, some of these questions are pretty basic. A carpentry school is given for inmates who want to learn a skill. The course will be taught to 7 different groups. Each group should contain at least 12, but no more than 16. So I'm going to say X has to be between this. The smaller the group, the better, as long as there are at least 12 men per group. If 66 inmates are going to take the course, they should be divided into... Okay, this is cool. So 66 needs to be broken down into groups, and you want smaller groups first, right? So if we divided this by 12, we would get like 5 point something, like 5 point whatever, right? So you could do 5 groups of 12, and then 1 group of 6. That would get you 66. However, the groups have to be at least 12. So you can't have 1 group of 6. So you have to take away from this and say, okay, 4 groups of 12, which is 48. And now your difference is 18. So, okay, so... Right, okay. So now you have to have... I think you can do a group... Okay, so now we need 18. This is actually kind of a tricky question. Fuck. Because they can't be greater than 6... Can't be greater than 16. Oh, man. Right? This would be... I would need 4 of this in 1 group of 18. But I can't do that. Right? I can't... 18's too big. So, I mean, I could split this into a group of 12 and a group of 6, but then the 6 is too small. Okay, so I think we can only do 3 groups of 12. Okay, one sec.
What is the maximum group?
No.
You can have only 2 groups, right?
Okay, so first of all, you can't have groups of 11 men. That doesn't work, right? Okay. So I think you do need to go up and have groups of 13. Notice how none of the answer choices say groups. Also, this doesn't make any sense, right? 4 times 16 is not 66. So you can just eliminate by the number of people here, right? 4 times 3 is 52. 52 plus 14 would be 66. That sounds okay. This would be 39 plus 28. That doesn't make any sense. It's 67 then. Yes. Okay, it's just answer choice B. You didn't even have to do this shit. You just had to figure out which one added up to 66 people.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because that's 52 plus 14, which is equal to 66. Nice. Okay, cool. That makes sense, yeah? Okay, cool.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome, dude. Good luck on the test. I mean, we'll be around tomorrow also. Okay, cool. All right, with that, let's close out the stream. All right, thank you everyone for coming. Active Education office hours today. Really appreciate y'all testing out a Sunday stream session. This is the first time I've done a Sunday stream session in probably a very long time. I think it's productive. I will say 4,000 views is a lot of views. So Sunday gold is gold. Yes, we might have to keep doing this, honestly. Yeah. Peaked at 87 viewers here. Look how much this trend changes though. Isn't that that's kind of crazy, right? So we got a spike here and a spike here. We need to, Jeff. We need to help all the people, Jeff. So yeah, thank you for being here. Thanks for all your questions. Our next stream will be tomorrow, and that's going to be at 3 p.m. Pacific, so same time that today's stream was at. 4 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. So come on by, get help with all your math and science needs. We'll make sure you're ready to start the school week off great. Okay, if you are with us on Twitch, I'm going to take all 13 of you guys and go raid somebody. Who are we going to go raid? Who's doing math and science on a Sunday afternoon? Not many people, honestly. Wow. But
When
Obi's
was
great.
the last time someone gave you a science question?
We had science. We had tons of science. I had so much physics questions today. What? Yeah, we had lots of science questions today.
Physics is science?
Physics is definitely science. What? Lynn says,
I
already
thought
school
physics
week.
was math.
No, physics. I thought physics was math. Jeff would love to say physics is math. It's not. No. No, physics is science. Physics is a science. There's a lot of math. Okay, go say hi to Obi for me. Obi's great. Okay.
There's a lot of
It's
math
okay.
in physics.
There's not a lot of education stuff happening on Sunday, so which is actually great for us because it means more people come by to get help. So, all right. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Bye-bye.